headed south towards Carson City on 395, and we're gonna hook a right, head down to Lake Tahoe, and metal detect all the swimming beaches and stuff, and see if we can pull a bunch of gold rings out. And the adventure continues. Thanks for staying with me on the quest for details. See you at the next location. Bye, Reno. We'll see you later. And I've never been on this route. This winds first south and then back west towards Lake Tahoe. So we're going to get a good look at that. We are way up over 7,000 feet. There's still more highway to go up there. But this route, I'm telling you. We have begun our descent down into the Tahoe Basin. Everything here is granite. All the snow still here. And down below, you can see we're at the coming into the middle of the north end of the lake. And that is Tahoe Blue. We're going to detect all the public beaches all the way along there. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. And 2 highways that go out to join 80. They'll lead us back to the Central Valley. And I'm assuming eventually home, because it's been a heck of a wander. But it's the beginning of a day. It's about 9 o'clock, and yeah, just wanted to show you the details of this. We just crested the summit, and you can get out anywhere along here and wander off into the national forest. It's really awesome. Raven's been with us the whole time. That big beautiful lake thawing out down there.
Oh,
we
well,
moved
we
from
went.
Rhode Island to Nevada.
I don't blame you to leaving New York now. Don't go to San Francisco.
Oh.
There's the whole East Lake, South Lake Tahoe down there. Half of this lake is in California, and half of it's in Nevada where we're at. And we're going down to work this whole side of it here and all the public swimming beaches. So I'll see you there. Not very many targets, but I knew there wouldn't be much trash. It's so clear. I know we should be swimming. I just don't know if I'm ready. That was a pretty small little beach. I only hunted in the water. The beach was pretty full. And got some nails. A few coins. I had a nickel. I don't know what I did with that. Got our first piece of jewelry, but it's not silver. But I'm on board with that. The head stamp, so it's probably been a while since they were using those here. And I like this. It's a little teeny tiny hand pounded pin. So probably actually a clothing pin from a long time ago. And that's what we found. Oh, and a lock and the usual junk. I'll bounce down to the next few, and then I think we'll go up to the Donner Pass and climb around a little bit. So, eating some lunch, and wanted to show you what I have figured out about Lake Tahoe and metal detecting. It's totally legal out in the water, and this place is totally shallow and totally great for swimming, and has like a dish pan on this north end here. Extremely shallow, inviting, crystal clear. The beaches are teeny tiny small, and what I did is I ended up finding an authority and asked for some questions, and it looks like the locals have some agreeances with the local authorities on where they can metal detect. And there's a group that comes out on certain days to the agreed upon beaches and stuff. But in this area, the state beaches are all pretty much, or the state parks are all pretty much a no-go. National park, no-go, of course. But I was told there's some unofficial spots, you know, that the locals use and stuff. So it's very friendly and everything, but that's basically what you want to do is you want to come and get in the water. I see lots of people getting in the water and swimming, and where I was, they were 30 or 40 feet offshore, and it was still really shallow. So if you're going to come here, plan to get some water access, you know, bring a little watercraft and get in the water. I got in knee deep. So we're going to wind our way up out of here and get up to Truckee, and then down the highway a little bit, and then go up on the Donner Pass, and I've heard of some petroglyphs we can check out and stuff. But we're going to hit every little actual park and playground along the way. It's taking us to Tahoe City, and now we're going to follow, I believe, 89 up out to Truckee, and we get to kind of follow the Truckee River up to the town of Truckee where it intersects with Highway 80. So we're following one river that has carved a pass over to another that has carved a pass, and then out into the valleys of California. But not before we play around in the mountains a whole bunch, look around, discover some more stuff. Look at this park. A lot of this area has these 2-lane bike paths. A lot of the lower lake has that with bike rentals and stuff, if you don't have your own bikes with you. And it's literally 2-way bike traffic, and you can ride along. And once you're out up at this altitude, I notice around the lake and along the rivers, it stays really flat because the waterways have carved it. So you can, you know, I've always driven along looking at these going, man, what a paradise. Look at each of the stops along bike path. This reminds me of Anchorage or something. And this water, this snow melt water. It looks like gold miners, huh? Digging out downstream behind the big rocks. And all along here, see these big old tule marshes? So that is all full of water over there too. And that's just kind of like perfect habitat. Imagine being a fish, you could swim in amongst all the roots of those plants all the way almost to the forest. Just crystal clear. That log is going out there and out there. See where it's cutting in? These are probably actually put there on purpose to help hold the bank and stuff. I mean, you can look out there and see every bit of algae, every log and rock on the bottom. All the way across the river, really. That is some beautiful water. Those light spots are the sandy spots. And how beautiful is that? So yeah, you could park at any of these and get on your bike and ride for miles and then come back. Still snow behind the bushes over here. Hidden. We're literally right beyond thaw. See lots of little baby trouts. I bet you there's some big trouts lurking around the end of these logs. In California, very few of our waterways look like this anymore. This one, dunk your head. Oh, limole. That was a big fish jumping right there. That's really wonderful. It's wonderful that you can stand here and look for its body underwater. It's so clear. We're still at 6,000 feet altitude. So Mount Diablo is 3,000 feet at its top, the mountain at the south of the San Francisco Bay. This is twice that still. So this would have been where the Donner Party was getting, and there was no roads on an experimental pass, trying to decide what to do. Winter coming on, knowing that there's an entire range of mountains that they have to get through beyond this pass, deciding not to get stuck up in the top of the mountains, realizing that they would have to stay here, and all of them at that moment probably knowing that they didn't have enough food to make it through winter holding out as they began to try and make their makeshift cabins. That's the state park where it actually happened. But we're going to use the road and twist up the other side of this valley from Highway 80 and stop at a little pretty part where me and my parents always stopped and sledded. It's on the back side of the Donner Ski Park. Great view looking back down on this valley, and there's some petroglyphs above there that maybe we can spot, which are probably, you know, they're at the top and the mouth of this pass, so it wasn't as much an experimental pass to them, but maybe one that they knew not to take as winter was coming on. Probably the southern route at that point down to LA would have been the best bet for the people who got stuck here. And this is Donner Lake with its quaint little homes. This whole area is pretty shiny. Tahoe is pretty shiny. Everything's pretty shiny. I know I sound like Rain Man. Definitely shiny. Historic Route US 40. There's the old railroad tracks. You can see that they're just huge cement slabs that they brought in. And that was well after the construction of it. If you look there along the slopes, you see all that? Those are the timbers from the actual railroad that they threw down the slope time and time again as they had to repair it. And somewhere on this side, we're following the road up. That's actual Donner Pass, and you can see the bridge up there. That's Donner Bridge and Lookout. Somewhere just before that, but on the side of the mountain, are the petroglyphs. And this is, you can see all the creeks coming down. Literally on the other side of that, you're going downhill into the central valleys of California, and this way you're going downhill following all the rivers and the lakes of everything. So this was a pass through the mountains, is a pass through the mountains. Take a little meander up and look at some little waterfalls. Yeah. First, what just looks like mountains full of white granite. When you look at them, how many different variances and shades there are just in the bottom of one stream. That's pretty cool. Granite collection. National Forest. I'm trying to get on top of those two little rocks there, over by all these waterfalls. The truck is down below. It's pretty thick going. Doesn't feel like I'm alone out here in the brush either. It's kind of weird. Usually, when there's some on public display, it means that we're hiding a few more somewhere else. And there's no trails to get here. It's usually a good start. I don't see anything yet. Any rattlesnakes? It's definitely been cloudy for a few days. They'll be out. Let's go up on top of here. This is like the perfect table. I don't see. I haven't gotten to really look around on the top of all these rocks, but I don't see a lot of natural round holes. Maybe it is. Maybe it's these. No, that's lichen just covering it. Trying to decide if these are natural holes here or not. You see they've actually been, oh no, okay, so that's pretty natural because there's your, feels like a granite bottom, so these must be inclusions of softer stuff that's wearing out. And we're not in acorn country, so I think that's all that is chunks of granite that's softer than this, so it's being eaten out by acid and water, splatting there and splatting and splatting and then washing away. But just checking, and we're checking these faces too. Needs something that doesn't get a lot of rain on it, and it's like pretty smooth. The other ones are clear up there. Nice flat rock though, you could camp here. You're fairly well protected unless it's somebody's house. Nice view though. I like the views from on top of the railroad tracks. Yeah, we're gonna jump down there into the brush. Yeah, because that's almost as tall as me. I don't feel like trying to do that. Okay. It's a long ways down when you actually look at it. I mean, it's pretty thick here. We're climbing through knee-deep stuff. Luckily, I have long steppers. Hey, it's a trail. That'll be easier. Right? You're with me. There you go. There's your waterfall. Oh, look at that. There's your crystals for the hike. You see that? You pull back, you're so big you can probably not make out the pattern. This is just a huge slab of druzy, but big druzy. Imagine how much gold is in there. There, some over the top, natural shower, so you can lay in that. Well, this is pretty much right off the road. Remember that on a hot day. Little baths to sit in up here. Pretty awesome. Okay, we're gonna go back down, get on the road again and get up to the next spot. You hug this little wall on the way up. You can get to those easy. And there's a little worn trail and we climbed up the bush. But that was fun. I got to get nose to nose with all kinds of untouched little spots. That's where that was. That's where the trail went up. Hey, hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button below. Helps the quest for details grow. I appreciate the support. And if you double click the bell icon next to it, you'll get a notification each time we put out a new video. forget that on the Quest for Details homepage, if you click on the videos, then it will take you to all of the videos that I've posted in the past. They're all still there saved, and there's quite a few of them, and they grow every day.